everybody. Good morning. It is 6:30 in the morning. If you're a mom, you already know. Like, I'm trying to get some peace and quiet, and this is the best time to do that. But I'm just coming to you guys live right now because I wanted to answer your pregnancy questions. If you catch this later, that's totally fine. I hope that you have a great, amazing, blessed Thursday, and you have a great day. So the first question was Hades' question, and she asked, what's your baby's name? Are you going to tell us? So yes, her name, big reveal, is Liliana Marie Collins. That's her name. But I just call her Lily. Sometimes I call her Bubbles. Sometimes I call her Cheeks. So many different cutesy names. But that's her name. We decided that her name was going to be Liliana a long time ago. And we wrote these lists of names, my husband and I, when we first got together, which was about almost 10 years ago. And Liliana, the reason why we wanted that name, there's a significance behind it, is because it means God's favorite flower. So Liliana is her name, like I said, short for, well, I guess long for Lily. And that's, amazing. I'm so glad that her name is Liliana. It really fits her, and that's the answer to that. The next question I was going to answer is from Michelle, and I wanted to she wanted to know, what good times and rough times did you have? How was your birthing experience? So I think these are the last two that I'm going to answer and I am going to make a part 2 because the other questions, which were from Natural Fit Nurse, are super great, but they're also very extensive. So I want to make sure I make a part 2 so that way the part 2 doesn't, I guess this video doesn't get super long, if that makes sense. So there'll be a part 2, so stay tuned and definitely watch. The good times. So thus far, I had a great pregnancy. Like, my pregnancy was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed being pregnant. I enjoyed seeing the changes. I enjoyed feeling her in my belly, and those movements are just, there's no words to describe that. And then I also have been enjoying just like the fact that like she isn't in my belly anymore, and I'm able to like move around and stretch around. But I do miss that. But I guess in my mind, like, I don't have any like blues about it, or I'm not super sad about it, because she's here. So I get to hold her physically. I get to smell her all the time and just love on her in such a way that I've never experienced being loved before by my own mother. So that's very important to me, that I'm patient with her, that I'm loving her, that I'm taking the time to just enjoy every single moment, because honestly, she's growing up so fast. She's going to be 3 months this Sunday, and she doesn't fit in her newborn clothes anymore. So that newborn stage is over. Technically, I guess she's an infant now. I'm just sad, but I'm also happy, because that means she's growing. That means that she's getting enough milk. That means that she is going to be one step closer to just being a little bit more independent, which is just wonderful. Like, I cannot say that enough. Like, seeing her grow and having that opportunity for her to grow, I am beyond just proud of her as her mom. And another good time that I've had is just like knowing how she's bringing so many good things out of me. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but it's like she's making me grow up mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and in all types of ways. Sometimes I don't notice it, but even just being up right now this early in the morning, and actually I was up even earlier, getting some things done, just making sure that I'm like really managing my time, because time management is a huge deal, and just being able to take time for myself too, to take care of myself. That's why I'm in my cozy robe right now, because I love cozy robes. Like, I love being cozy, and especially now that I'm breastfeeding, it's like this is the best thing to wear. Like, it's boob accessible, and it's super soft, and it's gentle on my body, and not something that's like super form fitting, and just, enjoyable. So I'm so glad that I actually have that. The rough times that I've had, just postpartum, I guess, body, like, it's so hard. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, being a mother, trying to balance like getting everything done as a wife, and trying to step into, back into YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff. Like, I never really realized how exhausting and how difficult and how hard motherhood is. I really do believe the saying, motherhood is the hardest hood out here. And now I understand, because I have a baby of my own. But that used to be like a thought that I just couldn't wrap my mind around until I had Liliana. So, that is, I guess, a rough time. Like, I don't have postpartum depression. I know a lot of women experience that, and that's a very serious thing. Thankfully, I have my husband who's very supportive, and I do have some people around me that have been able to help me during this time, and just getting back into the swing of things. To be honest with you guys, I've been cooking more. I've been waking up early enough to really take care of my hygiene and myself in general, overall. And like I said, that's super important, because if mommy is not taken care of, then baby doesn't get taken care of. So I have to make sure that I'm taking care of myself before I really get to take care of her, or otherwise I'm gonna be looking a hot mess all the time and feeling like crap, and that's not good for me, and it's not good for her either. So mommy needs to be 100% in order for her to get 100% of mommy, right? I mean, it makes sense, but you don't really think about that, I guess, in the moment, just because you're trying to provide for this newborn, and you're trying to make sure that she or he is taken care of, and all their needs are met. So sometimes you deprioritize yourself, but it's super important to get back into the swing of a routine. And trust me, it takes time. It doesn't happen right away, but when it does, you will just appreciate the little things. Like, I've grown in such an appreciation for brushing my teeth, for taking a shower, for having quiet time with God in the mornings, and just being able to like drink some tea or have some water, just in peace and quietness. Like, that in itself is super valuable, and you don't realize that until after you have a baby. Like, this essence of time is like, and quietness, those are things that I know every mom can resonate with. I just know it. And if you're watching this video, I know you can resonate with the value of time and quietness when you're a new mom. Like, yeah. Another rough thing I've been going through, I guess not personally myself, but with Lily, She's been very, very like clingy and attached and doesn't want to be put down. And I guess in a way, like I've kind of fed into that. But now that she's not a baby, newborn, it's hard for me not to want to hold her all the time, but I also understand that she can't always be held. So it's like trying to balance that and baby step her into the idea that, she can be put down and she's okay and she could self-soothe. And those are things that I feel like I think in my mind she should already be doing. But to be honest, like every baby is different and she will get there as I continue to stick through it with her. And it's hard to hear her cry. It's hard not to want to pick her up so quickly, but I feel like at the end of the day, in the long run, it's what's going to be best for her. And I still tell her I'm here, I'm not leaving you, and just reassure her that she's safe and she's gonna always be taken care of and loved by her mother and her father, and we are both here for her. Another thing that I've been going through that's been, I guess, like a good time is just like really treasuring, like I said, every moment. So I've been reading to her, I've been playing with her, I have been helping her pass her gas and her burps and all that stuff. And like she has this thing called infant dyslexia. I don't even know how to say it, but she cries for periods of time until she finally releases her poop. So she's still learning how to poop at 3 months. And like, it's really hard because a lot of times I'm helping her release those bowel movements, and she's not constipated. She's not, I guess having really firm poops. She just really has a hard time with passing those poops, like opening up her butthole so that way she can relax that anus muscle. And I know it's TMI, but that's something that we're currently going through, and something that is an everyday kind of patience. Like to hear your baby cry and cry and cry and cry and not be able to soothe her like how you would like to is very difficult for the both of us. So I guess that's why I justify like holding her so much, because I really want to help her, and also because I really want to like just enjoy those snuggles and reassure her that she's gonna, like I said, always be taken care of, always be tended to, and that she isn't alone in this big scary world. Like I know that she was born, and when she was in my womb, she was super snug. Everything was nice and like comfortable and warm and familiar and dark. And now she comes into this world where there's light and there's all these things going on. And I know that that's hard for her. I can imagine, put myself in her shoes. So I want to be able to give her grace and myself grace, and just adjusting to, life after birth, life after being pregnant. And yeah, that's kind of my spiel on that. How was my birthing experience? This video is already 14 minutes long, so maybe I should make this into another, like part 3, but I guess I'll give a wrap up quick general points. I wanted to experience at first at home birth, but I transitioned over into a birth for a birthing center, and I'm glad I found that there's such thing as a birthing center, because you're able to really give birth the way you really want to. And I will forever be grateful for that I was able to give natural birth. but also that I was able to do it how I wanted it to be done. It was very private. It was very calming for the most part, except the contractions, of course. And it was like very intimate, like personal, because it was just me, my husband, my midwife, and an assistant. That was it. Like, we didn't really have anybody else. And I documented the whole thing. Well, actually, my husband did. I documented my pregnancy and like updates on that, me taking a pregnancy test, all those things. But I never have posted them on my YouTube channel thus far. So that's kind of the spiel on that. I was able to birth her. First, we started off in the bed. Then we transitioned into a tub. And then we went into a stool. So that's kind of how it went. So there was obviously transitions in between. There was a lot that went on. But I'm just giving you guys the bullet point version of it. And then also I was able to deliver fairly quickly. The contractions were very painful. They came very fast. I timed them, and they really take a hold of your body. Like, it's insane. If you're a mama, man, you are amazing. You are great, because the things that you go through just to see your baby, like, that's if you know what I'm talking about. It's just it's overwhelming, like all the emotions, all the feelings that you feel when you give birth. And it's crazy. It really is crazy. But that's kind of how my birthing experience went. So I could go in further detail in another video, but I won't in this one. If you do want me to do so, then just let me know in the comments, and let me know any further questions that you guys might have, that you guys want to ask and know, and I will make a video on it. So that's pretty much that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.